Hi there. Today is Sunday, the first day of the Common Annual Conference for 2009, and I kind of messed things up today. I was going to walk around with my camcorder and take videos of all of the cool things going on today at Common, including the opening session, and show you all the people walking around and stuff like that. And I found out that my battery was dead in my camcorder. I must have left it on or something, and it ended up going dead. So I'm charging it right now, and tomorrow I'll try to get some more footage and show you what's going on. Unfortunately, we missed opening session. That won't be on tomorrow, but I can show you some of the other things, and hopefully that'll be good enough. It's the best I can do at this point. So for today, I'm just going to talk a little bit about how my day went at Common. I happen to be a Common Subject Matter Expert, or SME, and our job is to plan the curriculum for the conference, and each SME has their own sort of areas that they're responsible for. My areas are RPG and application development. So we went to a meeting, first of all, early, when I say early, I mean 10 o'clock, because that's me. To me, 10 o'clock is early. We went to a meeting where all the SMEs sat down and we talked about our conference and what we were going to do. And assignments were given to us. My assignment was to speak to 4 people who happened to be new speakers at this conference, and to make sure that they understood that we had this whole education team here, and if they had any questions that they could talk to me or one of the other SMEs. Charlie Guarino is the other SME in my area. So Charlie and I got together, and we first went to this session that they were given. Common has a session that they offer for new speakers to tell them about, what it is to be a new speaker. So we sat in on that session, and when it was over, we went and introduced ourselves to the new speakers in our area that were in there, and told them that we're here for them and we can answer questions for them. And so that was the first thing, and managed to get 2 of the 4 people that I needed to talk to from that one session. And then, just as luck would have it, a third one outside the session in sort of the main registration area. We were just standing there talking to people that we knew that passed by. Charlie and I were again together, and we ran into a third of the 4 people we needed to talk to. So maybe an hour after our SME meeting, we'd already had 3/4 of our assignment done, which I think was pretty efficient of us, and pretty lucky of us. I actually spent most of the day with Charlie, which was really cool, because I like Charlie a lot. And we walked around and talked to a lot of people. More than anything, that's what we did, was renew friendships or meet people. Not the sort of thing that people expect from me, honestly. If you know me very well, I usually am not the sort of person to walk around and meet people. But I don't know. I don't know if it's because Charlie is having an effect on me, making me more of an outgoing person, or if I'm just in a good mood today. But I went around, talked to people. I went around the expo, talked to a lot of different vendors, as well as talking to attendees that were just walking around in the halls and stuff. As far as the vendors are concerned, most of the vendors I talked to, surprisingly, said that they weren't impacted that much by the current economic situation in the U.S., which really, I was not expecting. I was expecting to hear a lot of complaints about the economy and how it was killing them, and there were some that were having trouble, but honestly, most of them said they weren't affected. They weren't really affected. Kind of surprised me. Another thing about the expo was the stuff. There's kind of a phrase that I've gotten from conferences called vendor junk, which is all the little promotional stuff. And I mean, it's not even junk. Sometimes it's really cool stuff, but we still kind of refer to it facetiously as vendor junk. And I got some stuff that I thought was really nice today in the expo, better than usual. It was a better conference for what I call vendor junk. Here's a ball that I got. It's a bowling ball from MKS, and I think that's cool. So I'll probably give that to my son, my 4-year-old, who I think will have a ball literally with that. Another item that I found that I really liked was this It's like a stopwatch, like a sports stopwatch that they were giving away. Company's name was ISAM Blue, I think that was the name, if I recall correctly. And their product is called Quick EDD. Would you say it says the product name on here if I hold it up closely enough? And I thought that was kind of a cool thing to have in the expo. I haven't seen one like that. The most interesting vendor junk that I got is not junk at all, but it's actually a full book, a red book that Zend was just giving away, a red book on. It's the IBM DB2 for I storage engine, which of course is used a lot with PHP. So it makes sense for Zend to be giving away, but this is a whole book. This is pretty cool. I was really pleased by that. And I got some other various knickknacks, which were pretty much normal, but I wanted to kind of spotlight those. I thought those were the coolest things that I picked up. What else happened today? Opening session. Opening session, of course, was the big event for the first day of conference, and there was an IBM speaker. Now, Ross Mowry from IBM was supposed to be here. He was supposed to be the big IBM speaker, the big IBM exec. But instead of Ross, we had somebody else because Ross's flights got messed up. I guess there are some storms that are preventing a flight from Chicago to Reno, and Ross ended up not being able to make it. So we had somebody else from IBM. Now I forget his name. I want to say it was Jeff something, but he went up and he gave the kind of IBM intro, and I wasn't too impressed, actually. He talked about new hardware that they're releasing, which was kind of like, you know, they're talking about these huge systems that I'll never see anything close to that. My shop just isn't big enough to ever see these huge systems. And then he was talking a lot about, you know, Linux, AIXI, Linux, AI, you know, giving equal coverage to all three operating systems. And with 90+% of the crowd being I don't think anybody was terribly happy with his talk. I know I was kind of bored. And then the keynote speaker was another IBMer, and he came up and he talked about sort of this cops and robbers theme. Is what I guess what he was working with was designing databases to put information together to catch, you know, people that are doing, you know, wrong things. And he was kind of interesting. That was kind of a neat topic. They were talking about, you know, things like how people were tricking slot machines in Las Vegas, and how they used databases to put together who was doing it. And so that was the opening session, and then I spent more time in the expo. After the expo, we had Ask the Experts, or as it's called now, it's called Power Down Ask the Experts. And that's a social event where the tables are arranged by different computer subjects relating to the IBM I space. And everybody goes and they sit at tables relating to what they want to talk about, and they talk about those things. And each table is a couple of experts who are supposed to be able to answer questions and keep the conversations going. I happen to be, and that's what the shirt says, I happen to be an expert for that event. I was an RPG expert and was at the RPG table. So that was asked, and we had a good time. It was fun, but you know, I kind of wish I had more questions. I love answering people's questions, actually, showing them, you know, the different cool things you can do with RPG. So I kind of wished I had more questions. So that was pretty much my day today at Common. Like I said, sorry I don't have footage for the day. I messed that up by not charging my camcorder or leaving it on or something. But hopefully I'll have footage tomorrow, unless there's something actually wrong with the battery. But I shouldn't say that because I don't want it to come true. But for now, I'm just going to say good night and goodbye from Reno.